charting the stratosphere. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own. You made it.
Previous lecture, we were able to do the coming soon website, okay, for paperless. And in this lecture, we are going to continue building the complete website. And for those of you who don't know a website we are building, you can log on to paperless.com. That's our official sponsor for this channel. And we're just going to do a replica of what we see there, with the exception of the particles moving on the site, and that will be left for you to go and research and on how you can achieve that, okay? But from the text, to the images, the buttons, the way the buttons have been styled and everything here and arranged, okay, we are going to do the same thing, okay? So we've been able to do the coming soon. And if you've not watched the previous lecture and you're watching this lecture, I would advise you to go back and watch the coming soon lecture before continuing with this lecture, okay? Now, this is our coming soon page, which is the index.html. This is what we did in a previous lecture. And what I'm going to do is that I'm not going to clear, I could clear all this while we start again building the website, but for us to keep the records of what we did for the coming soon, I'm going to rename this file, okay, as, let's say, coming soon, coming underscore soon. The reason being that the first thing a browser looks for, okay, is the index file. We don't have any index file here, as you can see when I refresh the page, okay. But when you go to coming soon .html, coming soon, you see our website is there, okay. So I want us to create our index file, and you're going to use right click, add a file, save the file as index.html, and our index file is the first thing that we see when our website is being opened. So when we open paperless.com, that is the first thing we see there. That's the home page, okay. Anytime we see there, that will be okay. So let's save our file to index.html. So we have our index file here. So I'm talking about, this is the index file, okay. So our home page is the index file. Now let's go back to our code. So when we hit for that, it's looking for the index file, okay. So this is our index file, index.html, and we have nothing in there. So I'm just going to come in soon page to just go and copy from the head to the body, come and paste it here. Now, a good programmer is not the programmer who has the ability to code from scratch, but a good programmer is the one, I would say, is the one who has the ability to reuse code, okay. So whenever you are programming, the first thing that you should look out for is you don't repeat yourself in your code, but your code should be able to be reused in other projects, of which will go there when we reach when we get to the back end, okay. And I want you to follow this lecture, because we are not just going to treat HTML normal. No, we are doing this is a complete web development lecture, okay. So if we start from basic HTML, CSS, and now we are doing Bootstrap framework using the material design Bootstrap, okay. And to do the front end works, when we are done with the front end works, that's when this lecture is done. When we build the complete website for paperless, we are going to start a complete project with login, register, and we will move on to the back end, okay, of a web application. So of which you're going to use scripting language PHP, MySQL to develop a complete web application. So after, when we are through with the front end, we move straight to PHP, and PHP we add MySQL, and we combine the PHP, the HTML, CSS, and the framework, that Bootstrap framework we've learned, and PHP and MySQL to build a complete web application, okay, with login, registration, inserting to the database, fetching data from the database, doing some search in your application, editing, updating, deleting, all these kind of things, okay. So I want you to follow this lecture series, and you can share the link to your friends, okay. Share the link to your friends, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, and I'll personally reply to your comment under the comment section, okay. So subscribe to this channel, share the channel with others, okay. That there is a free complete web development step to step web development course, okay, being done by Codome Tutorials or Codome Classroom, and fully sponsored by paperless.com, okay. So follow suit. I will not advise you to leave this channel and go to any channel. Follow the lecture throughout, and at the end of this complete web development course, you'll be able to build your own web application from scratch, okay. So let's continue. Let me write hello world. So we have our page working. Bingo. The body color has changed because, if you can remember in the previous lecture, in our style.css we have the body for background color being that. Okay, so when you go and look at the website, now I can teach you an easy way, okay. An easy way is to copy the source code. But why copy the source code if you don't understand, okay? What you can do is just go to right click on the website, view page source, and these are all the source code. So why copy this if you don't understand any of these things, okay? So let's follow it and you understand whatever we are doing here. All right, maybe you can come here and come and look for the particles or something, but let's follow suit. And I told you in the previous lecture, or one of lectures when we started with HTML, I was saying that everything that you see on the website are boxes, okay. If you have that mentality, it's really going to help you in a long way. So we know that we have paperless, we have get started here, and on our coming soon page we did the same thing. On our coming soon page, let me open the coming soon page in another tab. Coming soon. So you can see paperless, you can see get started, but the button is different this time around. So we just go to our source code, go to the coming soon page. You don't need to type everything. The nav bar, we just go and copy the nav bar. Forgive me. Copy the nav bar, index, come here, clear the hello world, paste it in there, save. We have it there. Now, how did they achieve this curve button? Now remember that in the previous lecture we have a code for achieving a curve button, and I think nav bar button, yes, nav button, the border radius we set it to 20 pixels, so it curved the edges, okay. Now know that the button has 4 corners. The top left corner here, the top right, the bottom right here, and the bottom left. So 4 corners. Now if I set the back, if I do 20 pesos, 20 pesos, 20 pesos, 20 pesos, I'm saying that on the top left, starting from the top left, 20 pesos, top right, 20 pesos, the bottom right, 20 pesos, and the bottom left, 20 pesos, clockwise direction. Okay, so when I go and refresh, the same thing, nothing changes. So looking at the up button, you could see that the bottom left there was no curve in there, and the top right there was no curve. So there is our top left, top right there's no curve, so I'll make it 0. Let me save it and let's go and check our website. That's index. Okay, we've been able to achieve that one. You can see that the top right, I've not curved it, but looking at their curve, it looks as if it doesn't resemble what we have there, and their curve is very sharp. Okay, it's sharper than ours. So what we do is that the number of pesos that they are curving, or we can just play around. Okay, just play around. So let's increase the 20. That's the bottom right here to 30. You can see is our curve is becoming sharper. Let's increase it to 50. Save it. Voila. Yes. So you can see it's 50. Okay. So their bottom left has no curve in it. So we go here, bottom left is this one, we make it 0. Refresh. I can see that here the top left is sharper, which is 50 pesos already. We've been able to discover that one, so we come here and make it 50. Now you can see we have the same button there, and we have our paperless there. Okay, the logo is there. There's no need. So far as the paperless logo, this whole thing, not without the yellow, it's a logo. Okay, it's an image, but you can write a text there, so you can remove this text and put in your logo there if you want to. Okay, now we've been able to achieve our background and our paperless and getting started. Now inside here you can see that if everything is a box, you should know that even from where the particles are, the blue color, okay, it's a big box already. As you can see, the blue at the top is a big box. You can see it's a box. Now inside there where the paperless logo is and the getting started, you can see they are on the same line. And if you look at it critically, you know they are on the same line means that there has to be a box. Yes, there is a big box that we've placed the logo at the far left, and we place the button at the far right. Okay, now when you come to the next section, which is whether the digital experience you really wanted, and the image, you should know that they're also in a box. Okay, you can see that they are in a big box, and the big box has been divided into two, and we put the digital then at the far left, and we put the image at the far right. Now in order to achieve that, that's when we work with Lorem. Okay, we play with the Lorem, the dummy test. Now right under the nav, I can create a div section. Use section to I will say differentiate each block, okay, that you are in. So I normally use section to differentiate each block that I'm in. So if I'm in the blue block, I know I'm supposed to code all the blue blocks. That's a section, and everything goes inside. A section just opens a big box, just like what a div will do. So I can equally make it div, but if the div become plenty on the page, okay, you can have div. Can make this one div, which will open a big box. Another block will have to take another div, and because in between I'll be having divs in between, it makes the work very cumbersome and very difficult to read if I'm getting divs inside the divs. But I know that the bigger divs are blocks, but this it makes our work very cumbersome. So what you do is that because the section also opens a bigger box, if I have section, I know that my first section is for my first block, my second section is for my second block. So when I go to paperless website, the blue is a first block, where our process is a second block, the development is a third block, this white color is a fourth block, and goes on and on and on. So when I use section to divide, it becomes more readable, okay, easier to read and know which blocks holds what. Okay, so because in between the blocks I'll be using a lot of divs because I'm dealing with boxes. Okay, so we are doing bootstrap. One thing you have to take note is container, and we call the class, and we use bootstrap already built-in class called container. And I explain between a container and what a container and a container fluid does. So if you don't know why I'm using classes, I'm just calling. I've not created any classes in my star.css. Just go back to the previous lectures, okay, and follow suit, and you understand. Okay, so I have my lorem in there, my test in there. You can see that this is a big box I have opened. I told you. So this is a section, and it's a big box. That's why the test moves from one end to the other. It's a big box I've opened. Okay, now in between that big box, let's go to the paperless website. They have divided into two. We have the data at one side and the image at one side. So let's go back to our website. So there's a class called rows in Bootstrap. So you can see that I'm going to use the class. So div dot, if I type div dot, Sublime Text knows that whatever follows after the dot is a class name. So it will just do the magic for me. So div dot row, and I'll hit the tab key. So it will just write a div, open and close it, and write a class and put the row, because I'm calling the bootstrap class row. When I do the lorem, you can see that nothing really changes. It's still the same thing. Okay, it's still in a row, it's still in a box. Now the reason why we call a row is because inside the row you can call the columns. Okay, bootstrap columns. When you call the bootstrap rows, after that you can call the column. So before you can call a column, always call your row and you put your columns inside the row. Now I told you that in every row can have only 12 columns. So if your columns exceed 12, you see it brings the other column down the next row. Okay, if you don't understand, please watch the previous videos before this lecture. Okay, so inside this row we are going to divide it into columns. So div dot call equal column. So I can just do div dot call lorem, just copy the same thing, paste it. So you see that I have two columns inside the row. That's equal column. That I've not set the number. I can set a number here, and I leave this one to just pick. It's 12. So if I make here 2, it means that the other one will be 8. Okay, and all these have been explained in the previous lectures. So just watch the previous lectures, and I know that you understand what I'm doing. So when I refresh, you can see that I have my 2 boxes in my big box. So inside my row, now I have my 2 columns inside the row, as you can see. So when I do something like this, I know that what I have to do is just put these tests at the left side and come and put the image at the right. So I normally work with Lorem. I just use Lorem. I can use Lorem to arrange everything on the website, and we come back to just put whatever has to go inside there. Now I think that will be a good thing to teach you guys, okay, even without going straight to putting the images there and all that. So let's first use Lorem to design the layout of our website, okay, the flow of our website. It's called you can search on it. It's called wireframe. Wireframe is just a dummy flow of your website. So we know that, oh, in the first column this and this and this and this, and there will be buttons under this side, and the image will be here. After that we go to our next block, which is white. So let's go. So I think we should follow that. We should follow suit and go to the next block. So let's go to our next block, section dot container. I'm calling another container. You can comment. Right, there's no need. When I come here, let me save it, Lorem. Now you can see that under I have another block, okay, another box, but you can see it's right under this one, but when I put in the things to come down, okay, and it's white. So in this section I can do inline styling, okay. Let me do an inline styling. Let me set the background color to white. Okay, looking at this, they have it from the end to from one end to the other, okay. So it tells us that this container is not actually a container but a container fluid. So we go to our code and make it a container fluid. Voila, now we have the same result for the second block. So inside there is the same thing, a big box. Before that they have a box, and they have our process and the differential in there, and right under they have another box there, and they've divided into two, okay, with daily hangout and all this, and image at the left. So you go in there, they have a first box, so we call our row div the row. Inside there we know that our process will come there. Here our process will come, the differentiate will come below the our process. That is the first row. But mind you, you can see that it has been centered even from the image, okay. There are some margins at the edges. Now that means there's a box inside the container flow, which is actually a container. That is the trick, because when you open a row, it will start from the end to the end. So that means there's a box in there which is a container, and they put this ones inside that container, but the main block is a fluid, container fluid. I hope you are following. So instead of the row, we change that one to a container. So you can see we have our container fluid, we have our container. So you see we've centered whatever the content that is in that block. Now we can come and do our blocks, row. This one will hold our process section. Maybe I can, with this one I can just write our process, right under our process. We can use span. Differentiate. We're just doing the layout, okay. We're just doing the layout for this lecture, okay. So span, unless I break it, but what I'm going to do is that I'll use p paragraph on itself will come on a new line. Okay, There's a problem somewhere. We have our process. Let me use another h tag. Let's say a lesser one, a small test h5 semi subheading. Okay, so we have a row. We have our process in there. You can actually use break. Nope. Inside the container. Bingo. Because we're in a row, the reason why it follows it because we're in a row and it arranges the things in columns. Okay, it arranges the items in columns. That is why we're having that issue over there. So I think we can still go for our span, which will give us a tiny test. Yes, and think we can change this one to h2, but it is in the middle. Yeah, I said we are just doing the layout of the website. So we have an attribute called align. I normally use a lot. Can use it on this one. Bingo is there. I don't know whether span allows align. Some of the attributes don't work on all tags. Okay, so there's some attributes that works on some tags, others don't. So you just have to do try and error. Bingo. So what if I make this one a p? That is accept and align attribute. Save it. Okay, fantastic. So we have our process in there and we are on it. With the underline all these things, we will come back to that. But for now, we are doing the basic structure of the website. Now, in there we have a box, and inside we have an image and some text at the right. Okay, so we go for it and go and use our lorem. But you can see that there are some margins also at the top here. So we can achieve that by using a pattern, calling for a pattern on our inside our container. Okay, can use some inline styling pattern. Normally use 20 pixels. Okay, so it looks more appropriate now. Very good. Let's be serious. Okay, so going forward with our layout. Yes, so our image and our text layout. So we have our row. That's where our image and our text will be. So you can see that yes, we have it there, but this big box that we've created, that is a row. You can divide into columns, which is the same thing, 2 columns. So you can come here and even copy the column 1, column 2 here. Just paste it here. The ability to reuse code. Okay, refresh, and we've gotten the same feeling here. But you see down here we have some space there, of which we don't have here, but we can achieve that by using the padding. You can call a padding also on that row. Padding 20 pixels. Okay, so we have some space underneath. Okay, now we've been able to achieve here. If we've been able to do this, it's quite simple. You just have to put text in there, put underline in there, put buttons there. The other side, put image here. We come here, we put image here, we put text here, put a bar in between. It's quite simple. So the layout of the website, that's what we are doing. Okay, yeah. So I think adding the images and the text and all these things, I think it will be good to give it to you as an assignment. It's been long since I gave the class an assignment, so I'm going to do the layout with you, and after that how to achieve the text, putting underline, coloring it will be your assignment. The images can go to paperless.com. Okay, go to paperless.com, just right click on this one, view image. Bingo, that's the image. Just right click, save image, or just right click, save image. You come here, right click, save image, right click, save image. Come down here, right click, save, right click, save all the images. These are not images, these are icons. So that one I'll show you how to achieve that. And go and put them in and share your course with me. Okay, so that will be the assignment. I'm doing the layout with you, but you go and do the main work by adding the text, the exact color. And if you want to know this color, it's simple. Just right click. If you are using Mozilla or Mozilla Firefox or Chrome, just right click, inspect element. If you want to know the color code that I'm using for the green, and the green you already know from the coming soon side, but the yellow, just click on this button here and use it to click on the button. Okay, you can see that you see here, see this side, the background color, the element, see the color code is there. Just copy the color code, that's all. That's how to also to steal color codes. Okay, now this block has been achieved. How to achieve the line is your assignment. Let's go to the next block. The next block is for the development, which is already there. We have our color in there. So I just go down here, section dot another container, but this one is container fluid. You should know a container fluid. Container fluid. Bingo. Now inside there, you can see that the contents are in the center. Okay, so if I do lorem here, you can see that because container fluid to be from the edges. Okay, you can see that they are from the edges and want it to be in the center. So first of all, you can even call a padding on it. Padding 20 pixels. Okay, and now we can create our role and put, we first have to call for a container and put the role inside the container. So div dot container. You see, I'm using a lot of divs, so that's why I'm using section for blocks. Okay, so we'll call our row div the row tab lorem tab tab. Okay, so you can see now we have to the same thing, 2 columns, and we will put the text at the left, image at the right. Very simple, very simple, very simple. Just arrange the code so okay, so the follow seat. Copy, paste, save. Voila, the same thing. And you ask yourself, what about the height? You see, the height is flexible. So if I put an image in there, because the text are plenty, it increase the height. Okay, and because the text in there are small, that is why you see that the height is very small. If I should come in there and come add lorem, add another set of lorem, come here, add another set of lorem, another set of lorem, another lorem, in this block another lorem, you can see that the height has increased. Okay, so don't think about the height, focus on the structure, and basically that's it. That's the structure. We've done this side, we come here and as for this place, you all know that they are all in rows. Okay, so we'll go to the next section. The same thing. Section dot container fluid div dot container because they are that side they follow suit. You can see they are all in a row, and this row the images are 1 2 3 4 and they are in columns. So let me refresh. There you go. So we go to that section and do an inline styling and do a background color and make it white. Okay, so you can see it's following suit. Bingo. Okay, so we are getting there. Getting started. Let me copy this test. Let's come here. That'll be a row. Div row h3 align center. Oh, it's in a row. Okay. Then you have to make the items, the parent, and align center. So in the content in there will be align center. Oh, okay. 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 Let's add padding to also this one. Okay, so we are getting there. Alright, we have a form. The trick is the form is in the center, and how to achieve the form. I'll show you how to achieve the button, how to achieve the form. You can use a div row. You put the form in here. Okay, that's how you put the form. But as you can see, the form has some spaces more. So what you will do is that there will be a column, but this time the column is 1. But what you're going to do is just create an offset. So when I say column, to still take the same space. Okay, but I'm saying I'll just say that offset it medium, let's say 3. There's a space here, 3 columns, have been offsetted. So we also determine the column that it should take. Then it should take, let's say 6, so that other three will be offset at the end, another three will be here, so we get it in the middle. So we put our form here. So the same thing, we come down here, come and do the same thing for this one also. We work with trusted brands. We come here, we change it to we work with trusted brands. Refresh. Bingo, we have it there. Now, where the work starts, the image. So we open another row for that one also here. Inside the row we have columns. As you know, we have 1 2 3 column, come 1 2 3. Okay, so that means for you to achieve 4, we have to have four, 4, 4, 4, 4. So this one has to be 4 to make us get 3 columns. So we copy 2 3. So we have it. Now looking at this, so it starts right here, not at the end, far end. So what we are going to do is that we route these columns in an offset. So we can say they dot code. Okay, the same way we did 6 offset 3, and put all these columns within the columns, like a column within a column. Okay, so it will center the thing for us. We wrap it within an offset column. Oh no, my bad. So inside this column, we have to call a row, because it doesn't see, you can't call columns within a column. It's like every column has to be in a row. So even the column we are wrapping is in a row. So inside the row, so inside that column, we created a row before these columns. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten it. Now you should know that there are 6. If I should copy these other 3, to make it 6, the test will not continue from here, but it will continue from there. Just add it. Okay, you don't see it, but it has added it. So 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Let me put a line in here for you to know that it has been brought to the next line. But my line didn't show. Never mind. You can take these 3 off. Okay, and deal with the 3. You know, you just have to copy the 3 and paste it to the next line, and it will just make us fill the next 3 images in there. Okay, so we go here to the next block. Then this block, okay, is a footer. It is a footer. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here to go and research on. Go to the Material Design Bootstrap page, there are photos. Just copy a photo and just put in. You will see that this is a photo. Just copy the photo code and put it inside. And here, because I've teach you columns and rows, it's just a row and it's a card, and I'll just use a card form. If you just need a card, just have to add call the card class. Okay, or go and look at the material design bootstrap documentation and look at how you can just raise the row into a card form. Okay, so that will be it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I've done the complete layout of the website, paperless website with you. What is left is just the images. When you start putting in the images, you will know that you are going somewhere in the buttons. Okay, I'll show you how to do the curved buttons. So just go to the site paperless.com, download the images and put the text and the images inside so that the website start coming alive in the form. Okay, and submit your code to Pastebin and share your link with me in the on the Telegram page. Okay, and I'll go through with you. Now if you're having any difficulty to make our Telegram page and our WhatsApp page interactive, if you're having any difficulty, just take a screenshot of your work, put it on the page, ask question, ask how do I achieve this, or this thing is not coming, so we can all help to make the pages very interactive. We are there to help you. Okay, so in our next lecture, thank you for following suit, following MDB, following MDB Bootstrap Framework, HTML CSS. In our next lecture, we are going to pick a complete project, and in our next lecture, we're going to start learning a back-end programming language called PHP. So in our next lecture, I'm going to start PHP with you guys, and when we are done with the fundamentals of PHP, we are going to pick a project and do the project with the PHP. So we are starting our PHP class in the next lecture, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye bye. If you've not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to our channel, share this channel with friends, and ask them to subscribe and share the videos with all your friends. I'll see you in the next lecture.